So what ends up happening is you get inspired and you have this glimpse by this image. Maybe it's, something that you've seen or attended, a circumstance or a party or some sort of an event, and it begins to rattle something, and you may not even know where it comes from, but that rattling sensation proves to be something that is magnetizing you and pulling you. And with that comes these surfacing emotions such as ambition and inspiration. And when you move with those, the inspiration and the ambition, you decide to make plans and you get excited and you begin to push and you begin to push, and you even come against obstacles. You come against all those constant things that life throws at you, whether it be, work difficulties, whether it be relationship difficulties, or whether it just be downright, the lack of will or diminishing. And it's testimony to the commitment and even the will. But what ends up happening is you come up against this insurmountable obstacle, right? Like this wall. It just sits there and it doesn't allow you to move. It doesn't allow you to progress. And what it does is it begins to anchor your feet to the ground, and you begin to feel the burden of the weight and all of those things that have manifested and incurred over your life over the duration of your adolescence, even maybe childhood, are now beginning to surface, and it becomes the conviction of a lie, the foundation of a lie that is not serving, and it tells you that you aren't good enough. And with that begins this threshold, and there becomes compound leverage that begins to push you down over and then over again. And that compound leverage begins to push you down and tell you not only are you not good enough, but you are going to find out that if you go and you pursue this thing any further, you're going to get hurt, and then other people are going to judge you, and then you're going to have conviction of not being worthy, and that's going to cut off everything else. Why don't you stay and rest a little bit? Why don't you come back? You see, these are the thresholds that end up taking hold of most people's lives. And the problem with that is that a threshold is meant to be there. See, a threshold is actually serving. It's not a limitation. A threshold will reveal to you exactly why most people don't work it and where you must go, because that is the next strategy and the next obstacle that actually allows for you to be able to push past the fundamental levels of resistance. You see, resistance is how you're able to build, and it is the acquisition of the pain and what you end up doing with that, the ability to endure and the will that comes with it to do it repeatedly over and over again, and refuse to let something stand against you by getting up and doing it when you don't feel like it, by enduring the pain and sometimes even suffering. That then gives you the emotional drive as well as the ability to possibly navigate and find a strategy, right? Like a crack in the hull, or a window that's open, or an ability to scale the wall. But eventually you overcome that obstacle only to meet another, but then you attack it with the same frame of mindset. And now this thing that was ultimately a limitation, that was a governor, right? It was a governor and it was a limitation, and it told you, hey, this is as much as you have in the tank and you can't go any further, actually now begins to be a strength that tells you, hey, if your body can do it, and as long as your mind working with you and for you, but not against you, and your will and your spirit tell you, hey, we have more in the tank, we can do it, your body will become a slave and it will do whatever it is you tell it to do. And that is where you find power, and that is where you get conviction, and that is where you find strength. So my friends, listen to me when I tell you that when you reach a threshold, that is not a yellow light nor a red, but in disguise it is really a green light to find out what it is you're capable of. And the truth is, our capacities far exceed that of which we think we are capable of. And to go to that next level, we must find out exactly how strong we are, and that is only done by enduring the suffering and pushing past our current thresholds.